Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Welcome to this segment of Coach Gurbani's a-sabad-a-day. Our recitation, the 20th Pauri of Gaudi Ki War, Mahalla Panjwa, Arai Kamal Ki Tuni Kavani. And the recitation first. Slok Mahalla Panjwa, Dhandhare Kulah Chit ve hekado, Nanak sei tan futten, Jina sai visare mahalla panjwa. Parteh ki ton devata tini karne hare, Sabbe sikh ubarayan prabh kaaj savare, Nindak pakad pachhadayan jhoothe darbare, Nanak ka prabh vada hai aap saaj savare pauri. प्रभ बेअंत किछ अंत नाहे, सब तिसे करना, अगमय गोचर साहिबो जिया का परना। हस्त दय प्रतिपाल दा, परण पोखण करना, मेहरवान बख्शिंद आप, जप सच्चे तरना। जो तुद पावै सो भला, नानक दास सरना। मेहरवान बख्शिंद आप, जप सच्चे तरना। जो तुद पावै सो भला, नानक दास सरना। Nanak sei tan fitten jina sai visare. Again, the emphasis, being forgetful of your essence, your divine essence, can only result in corruption and disease. Nanak sei tan fitten, who have forgotten the Master, jina sai visare. Therefore, Dhandhare Kulah Chit ave hekado. So any trade, any occupation that causes us to become heedless of that one Creator that is present everywhere, na ave hekado, hekado, the one. That trade, that occupation, that action is unprofitable. So all egoic actions have a corrupting effect on the mind and body. That's the point. When you're acting out of the fulcrum of I, instead of acting out of the fulcrum of hukum, harmony. In other words, when your perspective is not constricted to just me, but you see the relationship that you are in, the network that you are operating in. It's not just I. We function within a larger network. We are simply a node in that network, all responsible for keeping that network alive, as it were. So when you're only thinking about yourself, you're actually causing violence around you, without knowing it perhaps. So the Guru is asking us to be extremely subtle here about how we act, and how to actually transcend the ego when we are acting. So the ego, for instance, is always concerned with, when you make a decision, for instance, we are so conditioned that without even realizing, we make decisions based on memory, based on judgments that are already conditioned into our way of thinking. But not so someone who is a Gurmukh or who is guided by the Guru. They would view a situation afresh, without biases. You see, this is just a small example of what an egoic action is. And in the second salok, Paretoh ki ton devata tin karane hara. Pareto, referring to us as literally as ghosts. Pareto kita devata. In asa ki var, jin manas te devte ki. The Guru elevates us. So Nanak says, great is that Creator Guru who has fashioned us in its image. Nanak ka prabh vadda hai, aap saaj savare. So you see, being created in the image of the Creator, so to speak, because the Creator in its essence abides within its creation, in us. So that's the same thing as saying in its image. And it is this essence that we have to develop. How do we develop that? We enlighten our ego nature with that wisdom. Preton kito devata tin karne hare. And the Creator always pays heed to its devotees. Sabbe sikh ubariyan, and accomplishes their goals. Prabh kaj savare. But those who remain stuck in their ego, chuthe darbare, are cast out aside. Nindak pakad pashadin. And then in the Pauri, limitless is that self. Prabh beyant kish antana. Unfathomable, imperceptible. Agam agochar sahibo. But this Agam agochar sahibo is the support of the universe, its creatures. Jinnah ka parna. Prabh beyant kish antana, sab tise karna. Agam agochar sahibo, jiya ka parna. It is the support. It's the foundation. It is the ground of our being. It's the basis of this universe and us as an extension. And with its own hands, it sustains. Hasta de pratapalda. Hast means hands. De pratapalda. It extends its creative power and sustains us. Parana pokhana karana. Merciful and compassionate. Meherwan bakshind aap. And so the Guru says, save yourself by realizing the real one. Jap sache tarana. And in conclusion, the Guru says, what pleases you is auspicious. Jo to the pave, so pala. This is a lesson in acceptance of the way things are. The servant Nanak seeks your shelter. Nanak dasa sarana. The point being to look at the universe from the perspective of hukum. Because everything, whether we think it's good or bad, is happening in hukum. On that note, Waheguru Ji ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji ki Fateh.